was able to come in. That means if we think into it, we have get a moidige chizik from it. We could chas v'sholom do avera and afterwards feel that we finished. But if we think into Purim, we think, even though the Klal Yisrael did avera, the Shas they were doing that avera, HaKadosh Baruch Hu already did all kind of different oifanim how to get Klal Yisrael back to him. He killed Vashti right then. If we think into it, we get a moidige chizik in order to go weiter and understand that that's what HaKadosh Baruch Hu really is for us. He really, even though we are doing averas, HaKadosh Baruch Hu always wants us to come closer to him. And not only that does HaKadosh Baruch Hu not look on the avera if we really do tshuva, does he takes us closer and closer to him. He brings us a nest like Purim, he brings us different ashpos that we wouldn't even deserved it. We wouldn't get it if not the nest, if not the avera that we did. Even though HaKadosh Baruch Hu goes and brings it to us. We find, if we go now over to Parshas Torah, we'll take along our Zucher and our Mechias Amalek and the Purim. We'll be able to go into Parshas Torah and understand why the Emes Parshas Torah, what are the obligation to do in our Parshas Torah in order to finish off this whole thing of Mechias Amalek. We have an interesting kasha that the Chazal asks and the Gemara asks. Why is Parshas Torah now? It's a push the kasha. We know that the Met Hashem another 10 days, the Met Hashem was Chodesh Nisan. What was Chodesh Nisan? Everybody knows. The Binyas HaMishkan. That's when the 8th day after the Shevis Yimayim Adim, which will start the Met Hashem Shabbos, Shevis Yimayim Adim, then came Chodesh Aleph Nisan. That's when they set the Mishkan to be straight and standing for the whole time in the Midbar. That was Aleph Nisan. What was Beis Nisan? The day afterwards, says Chazal, that's when they made the first Parah Adum. That's when they had a Mishkan, and they were able to shechte and be burning on the Mizbeach, and they'll be able to make all the dinner that Torah dinner requires. It requires a Beis HaMikdash and a Mishkan. Asked Chazal, Oy Bazoi, why did Chazal say that we should make Parshas Torah before Nisan? We have another, the fourth Parsha is Chabesh HaChodesh. That was Chodesh Nisan. I mean, Chodesh Nisan. Parshas Torah should be after Nisan. Because that's when they say that that's how it goes. Torah comes us to be Magdim, to be Mataros before Pesach. Why does Torah come now? Says Chazal, interesting, Teretz, K'dei lahagdim ta'arosan shel Yisrael. To be Magdim, more Tahara for Klal Yisrael. It's interesting what the Chazal want to say with that. Who said? No. Who said you have to be Magdim Tahara from Klal Yisrael? What is it? That Tahara from Klal Yisrael doesn't do us anything if you don't have a Mishkan, if you don't have a Karbonis. What's the nafki? What have to be Magdim Tahara from Klal Yisrael? There's a different, lot of Teritzim what Chazal, what Sforim and Yoshonim say on this Gemara, how to explain it. But when again, we could say, we have a special reason why Torah has to be right after Pasha Zohar, and Chodesh shouldn't be in between, because there's a special connection between these two. By Pasha's Torah we find a very interesting thing, Torah Adum. We find that Chazal said, what time do I have? That's the Bochum, you're not going to say the truth, maybe the Shishi, the Reisen. Okay. We find that Chazal say, Torah Aduma, Rashi brings it down, that you can look in the first Rashi in Parshas Chikas. Zoi Chikas HaTorah, says the Torah, says the Chazal, Lefi she'asoton ve'imas ha'olam moinen eslo es Yisrael. Ma mitzvah zi ima tan yesh bo. Soton ve'imas ha'olam, and the Goyim are asking Klal Yisrael, what kind of mitzvah is this? You take a porah, a duma, dafke, and you burn it, and that's how you bring and you spitz it on Klal and on Yidden. What kind of thing is this? Says the Chazal, Ma mitzvah, ma tam yesh bo. We should answer them, Chikuhi, ve'ein lahara achayu. It's a choik from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and it doesn't have a tam. Ve'ein lahara achayu. We don't know. That's HaKadosh Baruch Hu told us to do. That's what we're going to do. The Meforshim ask, what is Chazal saying? And why is Rashi bringing it down? We know that Rashi, a few Rashis later, brings down a whole nice explanation from Reb Moshe Adarshan, that it says, what's the time of the Purim? The time of the Pura Aduma is that because Klal Yisrael sinned by the Egel, and the Egel was a small little cow, therefore, HaKadosh Baruch Hu wanted to be Mechap on Klal Yisrael, says Reb Moshe Adarshan, that he told you to take Poro, which the Poro is a mother cow. She's the mother of the Egel. And the mother of the Egel should come and wash off the Avera from the son that was the Egel, that what Klal Yisrael did. And that's the reason why we do Poro Aduma. There's a lot of explanation of Moshe Adashan's words. But Pashtis, that's what he's saying. A nice explanation why the Torah told us to take Poro Aduma. So all the Meforshim asks Siddhishes for him as well, what is the time? I saw a very interesting teretz in the Kedushas Levi that he brings down from the Zlotchev Rebbe, from the Zlotchev Magid. He says that the Iker Rotzen from Klal Yisrael is to be from the the Rotzen from the Satan is Tibe Ma'ira Kitrug on Klal Yisrael, Tibe Ma'ira bad on Klal Yisrael, that Kodesh Baruch Hu should see bad things on them, and therefore they should be able to bring bad Gezeres to Klal Yisrael. Therefore, Satan Imus Oilam says the Kedushas Levi, the Shem Rebbe, the Zlotchev Magid, they know the time of Moshe Adashan. They know that Poro Aduma is coming to be a Mechapa the Egel. They want to hear from Klal Yisrael, they should say it's coming from the Egel. It's because of the Egel. The second Klal Yisrael will remember and remind HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the sin of the Egel, it will bring a Kitrug on Klal Yisrael, and therefore the Satan asks them the Kasha, that's what they want. That's what the Heilige Zlotchev Magid said. If we could take one step further and say maybe something else. Satan and Imus Oilam know what the thing that we just spoke before. They know when Klal Yisrael reminds themselves of a sin that they did, they become shrach. They get themselves a bad feeling in themselves. Oi, we're sinners. And the second they'll come to feel that they're sinners, they'll catch them. Therefore, Imus Oilam, Moinenas Oilam, Moinenas Yisrael, they are asking Klal Yisrael a whole time, what is the time? Tell me the time. Because the Egel, you see what kind of sinners you are. You see what kind of sinners you are. You're Gonish vet. You could do this Gonish, and after they'll get them know, and they'll know for sure that they understood that they're Gonish, they'll hit them, they'll find the right time to hit them. That's what's the point of the Satan Imus Oilam, Moinenas Oilam. And therefore, HaKadosh Baruch Hu said, Chikoch hakakti, don't answer them. Because if you'll answer them, you'll fall into their nets. We find the same Indian by the Egel itself, by the Averos Egel. We find the same thing. What happened by the Egel? Klal Yisrael was standing and waiting for Moshe Rabbeinu to come down from the mountain, and Moshe Rabbeinu wasn't coming down, and they made a mistake in the Cheshbon, and Moshe Rabbeinu came down a day later. As the second they saw that according to their Cheshbon that Moshe Rabbeinu is not coming down, they went over to Aaron, and they wanted to make somebody new, and that's how the whole Egel came about. We find in Chazal say that the Satan had a hand in this Avera Egel also. What did he do? He showed them Bashamayim Ki'ilu Moshe Rabbeinu was laying and Ki'ilu Moshe Rabbeinu was nifter. All the Meforshim ask, how is it possible that Kodesh Baruch Hu gave the Satan such a koyach to show Klal Yisrael that Moshe Rabbeinu was nifter and therefore bring Klal Yisrael to a